Not the twin-turbocharged, but the Twincharged engine. Many of you wanted a video about them, so here it is. The Twincharged engine incorporates a supercharger to support the low-end torque and to eliminate the turbo lag, which is caused by a turbocharger on top of that. It basically does what a twin-turbo setup is meant to do too, only you don't see the Twincharged engines as often. Lancia Delta S4. With a need of a 4-wheel drive car for the Group B, the Lancia Rally 037 was replaced by the Delta S4, which had nothing in common with the base Delta. It had a very short wheelbase, manual ZF gearbox in front of the power unit, and a new Abarth-designed turbo and supercharged 4-point engine. A 2.5 bar of boost was enough for 500 horsepower, but the 5 bar 1000 horsepower setup was tested as well. Zenvo ST1. The Zenvo ST1 is that famous supercar which likes to catch on fire, especially on Top Gear. Made in Denmark, it uses a twin-charged V8 with an engine displacement of 6.8 liter. Supposedly, the car is purely designed by Danish. The ST1 boasts of ridiculous hypercar-like accelerations and dynamics with a top speed of 375 km per hour. Zenvo sold only 15 of them, each for a starting price of 660,000 euros. Audi SQ7 TDI. When you overlook how the SQ7 looks and how much it weighs, there is a piece of our engine left to admire. This is a diesel unit that has 2 conventional turbochargers and an electric supercharger. With this triple charge setup, from 1000 RPM it is already able to make 900 Nm when the engine has only about 130 horsepower. Not only it is incredibly powerful, but should be reasonably fuel efficient too. Nissan March SuperTurbo. Eventually sold in a number of 10,000, this March SuperTurbo limited edition was a revamped March or Micra with a 1-liter engine. As that one was already turbocharged, they added a 10 psi supercharger to help with the low-end engine reaction until 4000 RPM when the turbo kicked in with 15 psi of boost. This was the first mass-produced twin-charged car. Volkswagen 1.4 TSI. Introduced in 2005, the TSI stands for Twin Charge Stratified Injection in this case. which means that the 140 and 180 horsepower versions do use the supercharged and turbocharged version. This engine is based on the old naturally aspirated direct injection 1.4 FSI. The supercharger works from idle to around 3500 RPM, since when it gets bypassed. Volvo T6 and T8. Not long ago, Volvo stopped making their famous 5 and also 6-banger engines in favor of the new, more fuel-efficient drive E4 cylinders. They are all 2 liters with a turbocharger, but the T6 and T8 also work with a supercharger to support the low RPM when the turbo only kicks in. They don't sound particularly impressive, especially compared to the old T5, but they pull strong. Jaguar CX75. If there is a car that Jaguar should have built, it is the CX75, definitely just for its looks. At least it appeared in a Bond movie, powered by a 5-liter, but the original concept had a F1 inspired 1600cc revving up to a 10,200 RPM. It was torquey down low and powerful up at the red line. Besides the petrol unit, a pair of electric motors raises the overall power output to around 1000 horsepower. Some mention a combined torque of 1600 Nm. DDM works Ariel Atom. Ariel Atom is not a slow car, even in its least powerful state of tuning, which is around 205 horsepower with a Honda engine. But for some reason, a company called DDM Works created a kit with a turbocharged and supercharged 2-liter Ecotec engine with at least 450 horsepower. You may opt for the 575 horsepower version, or go full crazy with an aventador-like power of 700 horsepower in a 660 kg heavy chassis.